Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Now, here's John Truman Wolfe.
Hi, folks. This is John Truman Wolfe, coming to you from the beautiful mountains north of Los Angeles for the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Thanks for being with us on this Thursday afternoon. Let me start today. We do each week with a quick review of the stats for today, the financial stats, where things stand. And I'm not going to get into a political discussion, but just that in general, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, people are anxious to get this taken care of and get it behind us. That said, the Dow Jones today, 28,494 off 2020. The Standard & Poor's, 3483 off 5. The NASDAQ, 11,714 off 55. So the equities markets all down just fractionally small amounts, not big numbers. Gold bounced up $8 to 1909.60, and it's been toying with this 1900 level for some time, and up, as I say, $8 today. Silver at 24.41, up 7 cents. So both gold and silver have been just kind of hanging out in these areas, the gold toying with the $1,900 an ounce level. Silver, it's a little stronger than gold, been toying $24, $25 an ounce. And I think this is very positive for the metals because they'll continue to kind of tread water there for a while, and then we'll see a breakout to the upside. I don't see that right this second looking at the graphs, but it'll come. Trust me, it'll come, because these things are not going to sit there forever. As I have said before, both of these precious metals are in the early stages of a long-term bull market. We're going to come back and talk about the cryptocurrencies and what they've done today. Generally, the cryptos have been up, and we find that in the financial news reports that cryptos are being reported just like precious metals. They are taking a stronger and stronger position in the country's, actually in global finance. All right, we're going to come back and get into Bitcoin, etc. When we come back right after this. Do stay with us.
In this time of global uncertainty, you need sound financial information to keep your investments, your future, as safe as possible. The Strategic Financial Intelligence Newsletter, created by John Truman Wolfe, #1 best-selling author and renowned financial consultant to governments around the world, is your most valuable asset. A monthly goldmine of the vital insight and insider information you need to stay on top. Right now, financial security is critical. That's why, for a limited time, we're dropping our price from $249 annually to just $99. That includes access to the entire Strategic Financial Intelligence archives, covering everything from precious metals, offshore banking, to cryptocurrencies, and the wildly heralded seminar on the covert agenda that has backed the U.S. dollar for at least 50 years, and more. Sign up now at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. That's strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, covering the day's financial numbers, and we went over the equities and the precious metals, and a quick review now of the cryptos. Bitcoin 11,504, up about 1%. Ethereum 378, up 1/4%. Ethereum's been strong here recently. By strong, I mean it dipped down last week and is recovering. I call it a recovering crypto. 378. And Ripple has been hit here the last few days, despite most of the other cryptos being up, or a lot of the other cryptos being up. Ripple has been down. It got up close to 26 cents, which begins to look like a breakout, and then it's been hammered here for the last couple of days. Or last time I looked, it doesn't close today because, as I presume you folks know, or maybe you don't know, I mean, the crypto markets are traded all over the world. So Ripple was 24.6, off 1.2%. And a crypto that we're going to talk about later today, we meaning I, are going to talk about in some depth later today, is Monero. And Monero has been, for the last, I don't know exactly what day it started, maybe the last 7-8 days, has been extremely strong. When I checked it a few minutes ago, it was $131, up 2.8, and super strong. One of the things that is a telltale sign, and it's been talked about for a while, but some weeks ago, the U.S. Comptroller of the Currency issued a memo basically telling, or at least permitting, the nation's banks that they can hold cryptocurrencies. When you stop to think about what legislators and regulators were saying about cryptocurrencies, whether it's Bitcoin or any of the others, going back, I don't know, maybe a year or so, this was trash. It was pardon me for that sneeze. But if you followed this, back a year, 2 years ago, a year ago, the financial elite was talking about cryptos as if they were some kind of financial pox on the country, on the planet. But here's the Comptroller of Currency of the United States saying, here, let me read some of this. I mean, here's a headline. This is from the Office of the Comptroller of Currency. And the reason that I'm spending some time on this, it shows the tremendous shift in the attitude of government regulators about cryptos, and an acknowledgement that they're here to stay, that these entities are now part of the financial system and need to be considered, and so forth. The headline from the Office of the Comptroller of Currency: federally chartered banks and thrifts may provide custody services for crypto assets. Dateline Washington, the Office of the Comptroller of Currency today published a letter clarifying national banks and Federal Savings Association's authority to provide cryptocurrency custody services for customers. It goes on, national and state banks and thrifts have long provided safekeeping and custody services, including both physical objects and electronic assets. The OCC has specifically recognized the importance of digital assets and the authority of banks to provide safekeeping for such assets since 1998. In the letter published today, the OCC concludes that providing cryptocurrency custody services, including unique cryptographic keys associated with cryptocurrencies, is a modern form of traditional bank activities related to custody services. Crypto custody services may extend beyond passively holding keys. It goes on. where the OCC also recognizes that as the financial markets are increasingly digitized, the need will increase for banks and other service providers to leverage their technology and innovate ways to serve their customers. So this is a big deal, folks. This provides a kind of an official foundation for cryptos. And instead of it being negative, because I repeat, until somewhat recently, the financial press and the regulators, had negative things to say. There's a recognition now, and we talked last week about the recognition by the Federal Reserve Bank on digital currencies and the possibility that the Fed will be issuing digital currencies. I'd hardly call it a possibility. In my mind, it's a certainty. Today's opinion applies to national banks and federal associations of all sizes and is consistent with a number of states which have already authorized state banks or trust companies to provide similar functions. I kind of read that in length. Again, to show this is the world is changing, folks. I mean, the financial world is changing. I talked at length last week about the various central banks around the world that are testing or using CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. The fact that China has got 4 cities now operating on digital currencies and people are being paid in digital currencies. I also reviewed last week the statement by the president of the Cleveland Federal Reserve Bank. There are 12 Federal Reserve Banks, by the way. And the president of the Cleveland Bank, a woman, again, whose name escapes me, gave a speech and to some group. And in that speech, she talked about how the possibility of having people with the American citizenry bypassing the traditional banking system and setting up accounts with the central bank, and the central bank would place digital currencies in those accounts. So when you get the president of one of the Federal Reserve Banks saying this, and the Office of the Comptroller of Currency issuing this memo saying that the banks can hold these things, this is a major shift in the currency and how it's going to be treated going forward. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we will be back right after this.
Question: have you ever thought about making an investment in California real estate for the high returns available through trust deeds? As a trusted professional broker, Sun Pacific Mortgage and Real Estate has been helping investors earn high-yield returns on safer investments for over 32 years. Their trust deeds earn upwards of 13%. That's right, 13%. They invest in notes starting from $100,000 throughout all of California, where real estate remains strong. If you want to know more about high-return investments through available deeds of trust, go to their website at sunpacificmortgage.com. That's sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them today at 707-523-2099. 707-523-2099. sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them at 707-523-2099.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard in the enchanted and alluring kingdom of Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you, seekers of good times and great grub. Your prayers have been answered. Columbo's has answered the clarion call by feeding the famished and quenching the insatiable thirst while overlooking Eagle Rock's version of Champs-Élysées, Colorado Boulevard. Yes, it's all there. Fabulous steak and delicious meaty provisions to soothe the savage beast. The finest offerings from the 7 Seas. Let's not forget Colombo's family Italian recipes, along with the world's greatest meatballs. Need I say more in these topsy-turvy times? It's crucial to your very existence that you savor some semblance of yum-yum by motoring over to Colombo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Colombo's Mangia Bene.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. That's 800-932-1597.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. I want to talk now about what I think is a very attractive cryptocurrency. And Mike, you can put that graph up, that first graph up to take a look at. So we're gonna talk a little bit about Monero, and this is the graph that you can see if you're watching. And it's really a perfect looking graph because you can see the base that starts at around, what do we got here? June, about the beginning of January 9th, 2019, maybe a little bit before that. And it's trading under $100. It's kind of up and down a little bit, as you can see there. But starting about a week ago, maybe a few days earlier than that, it doesn't break this thing down in terms of days, but you can see on the graph, it breaks out. It breaks out over 100 and is trading today at 131. So in a matter of about a week, maybe a couple more days than that, it's gone up basically 30% from 100 to 131. So this is this argues for a strong upside if you're a cryptocurrency trader and are looking for something to get interested in. I think Monero is an excellent opportunity to do so. For those of you that aren't familiar with Monero, let me read a bit from the site coinmarketcap.com. And if you're somewhat new to cryptos, that is a great website, coinmarketcap.com, because it lists, I think it lists the top 100. I never looked much past the top 25 or so, but and it's got the crypto, it's got what it did in the last 24 hours, what it did in the last week. There's a graph next to every single crypto up there, and you click the graph and you can see a day, a week, a month, 3 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, and max. So you get a great perspective on how the crypto's been trading. This one for Monero that's up is for the entire life of the crypto, but you can look at a much more focused, thank you, look at time. In other words, you can break it back to, as I say, a day, a week. Maybe just say, how's it done in the last week? What did it do today? What has it done in the last 3 months? Let's see. They have the amount of cryptos of that particular brand that have been traded, etc. Anyway, it's a great site, and you can explore cryptos up there. And in addition to the graphs, they have long, not long, but the stories about the crypto, what it's doing, what it's all about. And for Monero, I'm going to read a little of this because this, the very last paragraph says what I'm about to say, but Monero, it has a position of being the most cryptographically adept crypto out there. In other words, you can't get into it. And not only is the U.S. government, but governments around the world have offered hundreds of thousands of dollars if you can break Monero. There may have been takers, but nobody's broken it. So let me just read this to you, a little bit of it. It says Monero was launched in 2014, and its goal is simple: to show transactions to allow transactions to take place privately and with anonymity, even though it's commonly thought that Bitcoin can conceal a person's identity. It's often easy to trace payments back to their original source. All right, Monero takes care of all that, and when we come back, I'm going to read a little bit more so you get a sense of what this crypto is doing and why it might be a good investment. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We'll be right back.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Tired of lockdown? Let the reconnect begin. You belong here. Welcome home to the magic of Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California. Check out our new spacious outdoor dining al fresco. Romantic. Market lights. It looks like a movie set. Dine under the stars and enjoy our tasty Angelo's and Vinci's pizza, pasta, seafood, chicken, salad dinners, and more. In the cool of the evening, Come enjoy our award-winning menu, new wine list, specialty cocktails like our Peach Bellini Martini, appetizers, and more. Angelo's and Vinci's now open every day from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. for relaxing outdoor dining. No reservations needed. Just come on in for delicious Italian food. Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante, 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton. Call 714-879-4022. We're going to need a lot of pasta to get through this year. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton today.
In this time of global uncertainty, you need sound financial information to keep your investments, your future, as safe as possible. The Strategic Financial Intelligence Newsletter, created by Truman, Wolfe, #1 best-selling author and renowned financial consultant to governments around the world, is your most valuable asset. A monthly goldmine of the vital insight and insider information you need to stay on top. Right now, financial security is critical. That's why, for a limited time, we're dropping our price from $249 annually to just $99. That includes access to the entire Strategic Financial Intelligence archives, covering everything from precious metals, offshore banking, to cryptocurrencies, and the wildly heralded seminar on the covert agenda that has backed the U.S. dollar for at least 50 years, and more. Sign up now at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. That's strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm Truman Wolfe. This is the Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We're talking when we went for the break there about, I'd say, this week's featured crypto, Monero, which is the most secure of all the digital currencies. There, as I explained to you, there are write-ups, coinmarketcap.com, of each of the cryptocurrencies that they feature there. And if you scroll down, if you go to that site and scroll down, Monero, and they list them in order of the size of the market cap. In other words, how much money has been put into these things. And Monero, and I don't have that right in front of you, but you can go to that site. I think it's about $1.5 billion. But they list them starting with Bitcoin, of course, at the top, and then on down. And Monero, I think, is number 15. But just to finish reading just a couple of other things about Monero. 7 developers were initially involved in creating Monero, 5 of whom decided to remain anonymous. There have been rumors that XMR, that's the trading symbol, like stocks have a trading symbol, cryptos have trading symbols. XMR, there are rumors that XMR was also invented by Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor of Bitcoin. And if you're at all familiar with the Bitcoin story of Satoshi Nakamoto, who developed Bitcoin, wrote a white paper on it in 2008, and then turned it over to somebody else and split. And nobody knows who this guy is, whether it's a person or a group. My personal opinion, and I underline opinion, is that the NSA developed Bitcoin, National Security Agency. That's just a little conspiratorial opinion. Anyway, on the site, again, you can read all kinds of things about Monero. At the closing paragraph, says, among other things, what I mentioned a little earlier, where we got governments around the world, especially the United States, have also offered hundreds of thousands of dollars to anyone who can crack the Monero code. So this has got to be a pretty coolly designed crypto, because governments around the world are offering hundreds of thousands to try and crack the code, and nobody's done so yet. So that's the crypto recommendation of the week. It's again trading today at $131. Take a look at it. Check it out. You can check out the graphs. Coinmarketcap.com, and you can check out all of the any and or all of the cryptos up there. But Monero's number 15, and you can take a look at it. Okay, I want to focus the last segment here on jumping over to precious metals. And Mike, you can put the second graph up. And we've got a graph up here on a junior gold mining stock called Liberty Gold. I think their website is libertygold.ca because it's Canadian. And folks, this is a handsome graph. You can see, where does that start? About mid-2015. So you've got 5 years of this graph kind of bouncing around. There's a little bit of a spike in the middle of 2016. But generally, you've got this thing at I don't know, 20 cents, give or take. Starts to move around, 25 cents, 30 cents. And then it goes up. It kind of spikes up to $1, and then down sharply to 50 cents, and then it's moving, and then it's moved up to $1.54 today, $1.54, and you can see on this graph that it's consolidating there at around $1.60. So it'll hang out there for a while, but I would be looking for this stock to break to the upside at around $1.75 and then run. So I think this is a very attractive junior gold mining stock. We're talking about about $1.50 for the stock. I mean, look at it in terms of leverage. One of the things that the junior gold mining stocks provide is leverage. So if you were going to buy an ounce of gold today, it'd be $1,900 and some odd dollars. Let's just use $1,900 as a round figure. So you lay out $1,900, you get an ounce of gold, and let's say the gold market goes up, I don't know, 20%. Then you've got what's 20%, $38 profit in that ounce of gold. But for the same $1,900, you can get, let's see, $1.50, I don't know, a lot of shares of Liberty Gold. And as it goes up, you've got several shares, and so you're making much, much more profit than if you bought regular bullion. I'm not saying not to buy bullion. I think having some bullion as a ground floor makes sense. But if you want to get some leverage in the precious metals world, and I think Liberty Gold is one of the most attractive available. Truman Wolfe, this is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we will be back right after this.
How would you like to save up to $500 on your next vacation package? Any vacation package anywhere in the world. Just call Superior Travel and mention the code RADIO and save up to $500. We'll design a custom, fantastic vacation just for you with all the bells and whistles. Not some cookie-cutter vacation, but a unique, all-included vacation customized by one of our exclusive travel experts. And our service is completely free. You pay nothing more. So why waste your time? Let us do it for you. We've got over 100 years of travel experience to help help create the perfect trip for you. Call now and learn how to save up to $500 on your next custom vacation. Pick up the phone, call Superior Travel, and use the code word radio.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We're talking about a junior gold mining stock before we cut away there for the break. Liberty Gold. Again, if you want to check out their website, libertygold.ca, they're a Canadian company. They've got several projects that they're working on. By projects meaning exploring gold mines. They have a market cap of 520 million. Well, that's Canadian. Let's see, U.S. would be 393 million. Last reported working capital, $7 million. Performance since 2019, up 257%. Performance in 2020, up 94%. So that's its history. And I think it's going to continue to perform handsomely. You have to stop and consider what has occurred politically, folks. And I don't want to get into the Nancy Pelosi's of this and so forth. But we've had about $3 trillion injected into the economy by the Trump administration to handle this virus nonsense. And you can't have that kind of money going into an economy without it creating inflation. I think I defined this last week, but I'll do it again. Inflation is the amount of money in circulation relative to the goods and services. So my example that I use is if, there's 20 people in a room and all 20 people have got $10 in their pocket and I'm in the front of the room, I'm selling an orange. So the money in the room will bid or compete for that orange. The orange will likely sell for $10. But if all to pocket, you can see what's going to happen to the price of the orange. Inflation is the amount of money in circulation relative to the goods and services. And while the country is continuing to operate, our GDP has taken a hit. Our gross products and services available are much higher, presumably in circulation. By that I mean that sometimes the Fed puts this money out, the banks get it, and they just hang on to it. I don't think that's the case here, and certainly wasn't the case when everybody got $1,200 in their pocket. And so we've got this $3 trillion that's been injected by the Fed. It looks like there's going to be more. Even if Biden's elected, there's going to be more because Trump and Pelosi are arguing about, a few hundred million. The last numbers I saw that they were dickering over 1.8 trillion. So let's say it's another 2 trillion goes into the economy. That'll be about $5 trillion injected in the economy, and it's not difficult at all to predict inflation, not at all. So it's coming, and with it, the price of gold and silver will continue to increase, and so will well-positioned junior gold mining and silver mining stocks. If you, and I go over some of these in our newsletter, my newsletter, not our newsletter, my newsletter, Strategic Financial Intelligence, strategicfinancialintelligence.com. I know it's a mouthful, but it's a mouthful. And each month, among others, I will cover in depth some suggested purchases for junior and or some lithium stocks. We've talked about lithium last week, and some of these junior lithium stocks I think are very powerful. Again, as discussed previously, cell phone usage around the planet is stunning in terms of numbers, and the electric vehicle market continues to grow very powerfully, even more powerfully in China and in India. Those cars need batteries. The batteries need lithium, and so lithium has become a hot topic of late, and we cover these things in the newsletter, strategicfinancialintelligence.com. We discussed last week the lithium provider Piedmont Lithium, which had inked a deal with Elon Musk for lithium for the batteries for his Teslas, and that stock went from $6 or $7 and soared up to, I think it's trading around $33, $34 now, almost overnight. So the lithium market is one that we are following, and we make recommendations for at the newsletter, strategicfinancialintelligence.com. When we come back, we'll wrap this up with some other recommendations. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 888-912-1332. 888-912-1332. 888-912-1332. Call right now. 888-912-1332.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master planned destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Kaanapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Kaanapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit KaanapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com. Question: have you ever thought about making an investment in California real estate for the high returns available through trust deeds? As a trusted professional broker, Sun Pacific Mortgage and Real Estate has been helping investors earn high-yield returns on safer investments for over 32 years. Their trust deeds earn upwards of 13%. That's right, 13%. They invest in notes starting from $100,000 throughout all of California, where real estate remains strong. If you want to know more about high-return investments through available deeds of trust, go to their website at sunpacificmortgage.com. That's sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them today at 707-523-2099. 707-523-2099. sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them at 707-523-2099.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Our last segment here, and I was actually talking about my newsletter, Strategic Financial Intelligence. And each month I provide an in-depth article on some aspect of investing or the economy or finance. The growing digital currency jihad that's going on around the planet was a subject of the last issue. But in addition, I make recommendations relative to particular stocks, usually gold or silver mining stocks, cryptocurrency. They're not stocks, but just plain old cryptocurrencies. And also, as I was saying before we left for the break, lithium. To repeat, you've got a dramatically increasing production of electric vehicles on the planet, particularly China and India, here as well. I mean, every major car manufacturer in the United States is making an electronic vehicle. Obviously, the king of that show is Tesla. And as I said before we cut for the break, the lithium company, a small lithium company, made a deal with Tesla, and their stock went up. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4.5 times in a very, very, very short period of time, a 400% increase. So the newsletter gives you the opportunity to take an in-depth look at something. When you take a particular stock or a category. We wrote 2 issues ago on platinum. Most people don't talk about platinum. I called it the third sister, and it is the third sister. Platinum has a long, long history of being a valuable precious metal. And you can invest in platinum just like you can in gold and silver. There's platinum mining, or you can just buy the regular metal. In my opinion, these are the 2 primary focus areas to invest in. By that, I mean precious metals and digital currencies. Doesn't mean there aren't individual stocks that won't blossom, if they're well run and they are well marketed, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just a bigger fan right now of the precious metals markets and the digital currency markets. Digital currency investing is coming into its own, but it's not in non-existence. There are 40 million Americans, ladies and gentlemen, that own digital currencies, 40 million. So we've got a population of about 330 million. 40 million is a very decent, 12-15% of that. And it's growing dramatically. So if you want to stay abreast of the digital currency investing world, the precious metals investing world, or the lithium mining investing world, subscribe to Strategic Financial Intelligence.com. Strategic Financial Intelligence at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. You can also get a free newsletter up there. I hope you take advantage of the offer. We've got the price reduced during the virus nonsense. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we will see you next week. Have a great weekend.